Welcome back to Talking High Culture, the podcast where we say things most guys only think about in the group chat. Most guys don't even know their best friend's favorite color, but they'll still take a bullet for them. Why is that?
I don't need to know your favorite color to know that you're a real dude that I fuck with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
It seems like a superficial kind of like thing to think about ultimately if you're thinking about like how well you know a person.
And you would say that there are more important things to know about your brother than their favorite color, like their favorite White Claw. See that?
Actually, no, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's actually like, that's to me, that's also deep shit. Cause it's like, hey, like, you know how to pull up like when we're hanging out.
I feel like there are more important things that really explores why we do have a deeper understanding of our homie, a better understanding of who they are, of what they like. Here's the thing, many men were never taught emotional literacy. We're often taught to solve our problems and not really sit in our feelings. Instead of, hey, I'm sorry I blew up on you, you get, hey, yo, you trying to hit the gym later? Why do you think we don't talk more openly about those things?
I feel like it's just because there was a generation that we grew up in for our age group that it was still very like there was a stigma to guys specifically kind of like opening up and talking to each other, even with your friends, you know, but that was culture, that was the thing. Everyone kind of made you feel like you need to keep it in, like even like your family would look at you, like the older generation, it was you deal with your problems, you shut up and you get through it, life's life. You know what I mean? Whereas now we are moving towards an era of destigmatizing.
I was on the other side of that spectrum where I didn't really have a close-knit group of friends because of how much I was moving around. So I never had the ability to confide in friends. I was never able to get to that point to be able to be vulnerable enough. I didn't really learn emotional literacy until well into my 20s. I would have loved to at least have some people to talk to. You know?
The culture has kind of implemented into young men to internalize your feelings regardless of what's going on. You know, you never want to show weakness. You never want to show, you know, anything other than masculinity. I feel like it takes a special type of person to step outside themselves and be able to be vulnerable and be open with, you know, people that you're close with. There's a fine line you're balancing. Yes, there are times where you have to balls up and be a man and deal with it and sacrifice some shit. And then there are times where also you need to, you know, speak up and say something for your own personal well-being.
In Aztec culture, the Mexica people, they have a concept called Inlaquech, which is basically a statement that says everything that I see is a reflection of me. And that is both the struggles and the peace. This idea of to get over it, you have to man up, is something that men naturally identify with. That masculine energy is proceed with solving the problem. In certain situations, that's exactly what's needed. When it comes down to being emotionally vulnerable, understand that though we are having that masculine energy, we are human. We are more than just one particular type of energy, and tap into those other energies in which we are able to be more vulnerable, step outside ourselves.